Hello and welcome back to Tales of Lumin. My name is Lumin and right now we're talking Fallout 4. But not actually right now. First I want to show you this tea. It's sweet chili tea. But it doesn't actually taste like sweet chili, and that's what excites me so much about it. It tastes much more like chocolate, because I think one of the main ingredients in here is in fact cocoa, as it says here. And I say main because they don't give you a percentage or anything, but if any of you have ever had Lindt chili chocolate, that's a taste that I feel would be comparable. It's so good. I'm addicted. I'm actually addicted and there's not much left. There are a couple of these left, but only a couple. Look at that. I'm once again going to be sad when it's finished. Just like I mourned the loss of the licorice tea, and I mourned the loss of the ginger kick, I will mourn the loss of the sweet chili chocolate tea. Truly I will. But now, another thing that I must talk about before we move on to Fallout. And only briefly, this is coming up tomorrow. Not going to reveal what's beneath my shirt here. There's a video coming up that's going to show it off, talk about it a whole lot, and I'm almost certain you guys are going to love it. Check back here tomorrow for that. Do it. Now it's time for Fallout. And you know, I read an interesting fact about the little Fallout bobblehead man. Why he's holding his thumb out like this, and he's got his one eye closed. It's to do with measuring the distance that you are from the mushroom cloud. So apparently, and I don't know if this is true, if you hold out your thumb like this and you look at it, and the mushroom cloud of the atomic bomb is larger than your thumb, then you're not in a safe zone. Then you gotta back it up. Honestly though, I think if you can see the mushroom cloud, no matter how close it is, doesn't matter, even if it's far, far away, you can see it. You should be heading in the opposite direction. Just a little survival tip from me to you. But right now, Fallout 4. So there are a lot of rumors circulating around the internet, as well, rumors tend to do, about Fallout 4 and trademarks, domain registrations, and countdowns. Seems like a trademark was registered or picked up for Fallout 4 or something Fallout related, and then there's a domain registration which is also pointing in the same direction. Now, none of this, absolutely none of what I'm talking about now is confirmed in any way. I think Bethesda even said in an interview recently that they got nothing to say about it just yet, which, you know, makes sense. They wouldn't want to spoil it, but they have to at some point before considering doing something in the Fallout universe. They have to do these things. They need to register the trademarks, pick the domains up. They could potentially tease things, much like they are right now. And the teasing is coming in the form of a site called Survivor 2299 that's counting down until December the 11th. I think. December the 11th. I'm going with that. I'm confident that that is it. And people obviously immediately think it's Fallout related because, well, if I'm not mistaken, Fallout 3 was set in 2277, and then New Vegas was a couple of years later in 2281. So if this is in 2299, just makes sense. Links up nicely. I like that they're moving ahead in the timeline. Although, I gotta say, a prequel would be fun. I do, however, think that the year that they've chosen there, if they have in fact chosen that year, would be kind of exciting. Just imagine a next-gen Fallout game set in that year. The potential is limitless. The amount of stuff that they could do, the amount of cool stuff that they could do. Don't even get me started. Just don't. They must release the game, however, for PS4, Xbox One, and PC. Obviously PC, They would not neglect the PC gamers. They just wouldn't. And I'd like to see the Skyrim team working on it, because I was kind of happy with Skyrim. If it turns out to be anything near as good as Skyrim, if people are anywhere near as passionate about a new Fallout game that comes out as they are about Skyrim, well, then you know that it's going to be in good hands. But the visuals. Just think how cool it would be if Fallout 3 was spruced up to next gen visuals. I'm doing this because the next gen visuals, the consoles, they're not that powerful compared to PCs. We're not going to get into that though. But just imagine how amazing it would look. Although I must say that if they had to take Fallout 3 and just like crank the graphics up to the max, pop that on an Xbox One and a PS4, those guys wouldn't know the difference. They wouldn't. They'd be perfectly happy because the game is perfectly beautiful. I'd be all over that, for sure. I just would be. I don't know why. I mean, I have it on PC. But I'd be all over it anyway. So, think of what they could potentially do with a Fallout game in the year 2299. Now, that's a good couple of years after, say, New Vegas. And then you got to think to yourself, mankind would have progressed at least a bit. And that would be exciting. Technology, science, everything else related, it would all have progressed. Then, think about a hybrid world where there are some little parts of it, let's say pockets of the world that are lush and green and vibrant. Some that are still the same old wasteland that you expect, which is still beautiful from the Fallout games. And then some that are slightly more high-tech, civilized city areas. Imagine that. Those three contrasting types of areas or biomes or whatever you want to call it, and all the stuff within them, the creatures that would have grown from those lush green zones. Just think. That would be great. And correct me if I'm wrong, but there was something like that in Fallout 3. I didn't finish Fallout 3. I'm ashamed to say. I just didn't finish it. But there was something in there about the character's father working on research to rejuvenate the world. I don't know. That's actually where I stopped playing. So I went through the main storyline all the way to a point where you go like bottom left or something onto this big battleship that's like a town or something in it. And then soon after that, you find this research facility where your father was working. And then you find traces of him having been there. So obviously that leads you to believe that he might not have died. I don't know. You can feel free to spoil it for me. I want to play it at some point and actually finish it. So maybe you shouldn't spoil it. I don't know. I'm indecisive like that. But I played till that point. I was obviously fascinated by everything that was happening. But that's sadly as far as I got. And just imagine if all of that, or some of that at least, came to fruition, and you had this new changed, partly improved, partly the same, partly advanced world. That would be great. I mean, Fallout 3 was already such an immersive game. The first time you set foot out of that vault, and your eyes adjust, and you see the wide open wasteland lying in front of you. And you can actually travel as far as the eye can see. The first time you head out there. It's awe-inspiring. It is absolutely magnificent. It is everything that is adventure. That's it. You stumble down into that little wrecked village. You fumble your way into the old abandoned school building that ends up actually not being abandoned. That was great. I would love to relive that, but in a new game. Relive a new version of that. So they must make a Fallout 4. They must. I'm done. There are more rumors. There's much more speculation. There's a lot more you can read about. I'll link it all below. There was also the Spike Video Game Awards. I think I heard that they rebranded to VGX or something. That's coming up on December the 7th. And apparently Bethesda likes to announce their big stuff at Spike VGAs. So maybe they announce something there. December the 7th and December the 11th. They're not that far apart. Could be. I'm hoping for that. Obviously. And if they do announce a new Fallout, I've said this before in my Skyrim Let's Play. If they do announce a new Fallout, I'm going to have to do something with the old Fallout games. I don't know what. But when that game comes out, I will be playing it. I will definitely be playing it. So you can check back here soon for more. You can actually check back here tomorrow for another Tales of Lumin video. Give this one a like, share it, and do all that other good stuff. Let me know what you think about the idea of Fallout 4. Would you like to see it? If so, what do you want to see in it? I'd love to hear. I'd love to hear some proper theories from people who actually know about Fallout and the Fallout universe. Imagine they said it in a different country. Imagine a South American Fallout. Somehow the story winds its way down there. Imagine that. That could be cool. I wouldn't mind seeing a post-apocalyptic South America. Who knows? Who knows what they would do? But I'm sure I'd be happy with absolutely anything. So again, go like, share it, do all that stuff. I'm not even going to bother. You know what I was going to say. Happy that.